I'm back, everybody, and I'm here with my latest and greatest installment about how to use the Easelly app. This time around, we're going to talk about the use of templates. As you look at the public infographics here, where there's a Start Fresh screen, you can't help but notice all of these infographics that have already been created by various people around the world. And each one of these represents a template that you can actually go in and change the information, change the data, change the pictures, change the fonts, the colors, etc. So there's some great exemplars here, some wonderful ideas. And when you reach the bottom of these templates, you can scroll up and release, and you will notice that even more infographics can be seen. So I invite you and encourage you to look at some of these ideas. They may spur a creative thought and something you might choose to do. Notice how different creators have used different kinds of fonts, color, sizes, and their images and icons. In this particular example, you can see how the creator used the opacity from one of the people icons. They use that football player, and they use the opacity to give you that picture of the NFL player with the data right on top of it. So it's really, really a fun activity to consider all the choices that you have. So let me take a moment and show you what I've done with one of the templates, and I chose this particular template because my overriding question for this particular infographic that I created was, what happens to all the rubber tires, all the tires that we've been using in our country? What happens to all of them? So this kind of got my attention, this particular template, because it's got a roadway. Now, as we look at this template, I just want to point out that you can indeed change all the different items, text, and so forth, and make it your own. So here's my new title. Obviously the old one I do not need. So if I highlight it and I go to the trash can right here, I can eliminate that old title, and here's my new one. So each one of these fields can be recolorized. You can change the opacity of them. You can, move them where they are on the screen. It's all up to you and your own ingenuity. All right? Everything can be moved. There's nothing that is set in place particularly. But it's a great place to start if you're not sure, what exactly you want to put on a blank canvas. This kind of gives you a little bit of a start. Okay? So, take a look at this particular template as is, and then I'm going to show you how I changed it to fit the data that I collected and I had researched on the internet. So I'm going to go to show you in my gallery, to my photos, and there you are. This is what I created. So the title that I put at the top of this infographic reads, "How are scrap tires recycled in the USA each year?" So as you can see, I used the same road template, but I added new vehicle or transportation icons. And obviously you see different data. but the color scheme I pretty much kept the same. I did find that little tire clip art figure who I thought looked kind of cool to put on this particular topic for an infographic. And I put him into my photo camera, my camera roll, and I was able to use him throughout this infographic. I thought that added a lot. Something else I'd like you to take note of is look at the figures. I had a plan. Notice I start out with the biggest data field, which was 44% or 130 million. And then I went from there to my next highest, which was 19.4 or 56 million. And as we go through how the tires were recycled, that was the order that they ended up on this roadway. So I'll give you a little close-up of the whole thing. See, according to the size of the data that I gave. Okay. Also, please note that I did cite the sources where I got the data from the EPA in 2003, as well as where I got the graphic for the tire. I must say that when you get done with your infographic and you get set just the way you want, you are going to feel like a hero to think that you actually created such a creative piece of work here. And when we print these out on good stock paper, they're going to make a great display for our excursion, for our culminating event. So remember to save your items when you're working in the Easelly app so you don't lose anything you've put into it. And once again, have a lot of fun with it.